Hello and welcome to episode 14 of VocTer Gaming. I am your host, the vocal terrorist, Jesse Rain, and we are here with Game 3 of StarTale KingKong vs EGPuMa. I've talked pretty much all I want to about the Korean Puma situation. Slight note, I did get a chance last night to read EG's statement about it, where they said that they approached Puma in a general sense. They were looking to sponsor a top-line Korean, which Puma is. And they approached him at the NASL to just to see whether or not it was something he would even be interested in. They talked, he decided that he was, and that the best thing to do would be for him to talk to his coach first. Which I think is fine. I think that's a way you can go about it. Unfortunately, the coach then went to the Korean press and everything got kind of twisted and taken out of hand and out of context, and we have the situation we ended up with. So that's a shame, but I can understand where both sides are coming from. But that's all I really want to say about it. I don't want to invite any more trolling on the YouTube or on my email. So we're just going to get straight into it today. This is I believe, a slightly longer game than the previous two, thankfully. So we will be able to see a bit more of Puma's style. This is on Agria Valley, a map very similar to yesterday's map, except without quite the safeness of the in-base natural. Spawning in the northwest again, we have EGPuMa, and in the southwest again, we have StarTale KingKong. Now it'll be interesting to see what goes on today, whether or not we get a game similar to yesterday's or not. It seems so far that KingKong likes to get the early lair, I do apologise, I keep burping at the moment. I've woken up early again and drank far too much Pepsi Max, which is what happens when Pepsi sponsors the GSL, which is good for everyone except my digestive tract. What was I talking about? StarTale KingKong. Oh, that's something I actually wanted to talk about today, the extractor trick. I know I've mentioned this before on the channel, whereby you make an extractor with the drone, make another drone, and then cancel the extractor. It means you get 11 of 10 supply. It turns out European Zergs, as far as I'm aware, I've been told this, I don't know whether it's actually true because I don't and probably never will play Zerg, but European Zergs do not do that. It's been found that that's actually less economically sound than just making the Overlord, which is, I felt, very interesting. And as we see, the hatch going down on 14. But as I was saying before, StarTale KingKong likes to get the early lair, likes to get muters out really, really fast, likes to harass the Terran base. As we saw, it failed completely on Wednesday, but was very, very successful in pinning Puma back and cutting off all reinforcements to that one push. Very successful there on a map similar to this, so it'll be very interesting to see how early the lair goes down. As we see the spawning pool going down now in the base of KingKong. One thing I do not like about KingKong's play is his creep spread. I think it's something he really needs to work on. I have yet to see him actually connect the natural to the main, which is so bad, especially against Terran. With Terran's ability to go mass bio and drop with the medevac, you need to be able to shift units between here and here as quickly as possible. And if you don't connect it with creep, it's not that many creep teamers to connect that bit to this bit, and it just really can harm you. As we see the command center now going down for Puma. Nicely timed command center just behind one barracks. Very safe with the orbital command there for mules. Nice economy, lets you really set up. The one marine allows you to patrol for any kind of Zergling attack, so he's not going to get in and kill the SCV and be completely and thoroughly annoying. As we see, he chases this drone out, but is doing so far nothing to the Overlord. Again, as far as I'm aware, this is a neat little trick. If you see this here, this little plateau, if you position the Overlord above it, Marines cannot actually see it. They cannot actually get vision of that high ground without either a scan or floating a barracks or something over, which works really, really well. As we see, Puma's doing the barracks wall off here. This is great for stopping any kind of scouting or harass. Forces StarTale KingKong's units to run all the way around here to get into the main base and see anything. Absolutely brilliant news. You're going to be building the barracks anyway, so you may as well stick them here. And as we see, inside the base, a factory now going down. Both gas up here. As we see, KingKong still only on 1 gas. But does have current map control, which is what Zerglings will give you, especially when they turn into Speedlings. Map control, again, just the ability to move out on the map. Something Terrans do not really have so much of. Isn't going to get that Overlord just yet, which is thoroughly annoying. That Marine's going to come in, but does see that gas. Doesn't tell him an awful lot. Didn't know about this factory. Supply blocked for a second there. That affects absolutely nothing for the Zerg. Supply blocking is awful, awful, awful for Terran. It's pretty bad for Protoss, and for Zerg, it barely affects them. Because Zerg is less about constant unit production and more about the potential to produce units. Which is why Zerg are such a good race and are still competitive. As we see him taking the rocks down, going to be expanding to this natural. Still no layer up, still no spire. Very strange play from KingKong. Well, not strange, but unusual for the way we've seen him play. This is such a good defensive line, I have to say. Really good turtling from PuMa here. As we see Stim being upgraded, we see the siege tech going down, and if we pop back into this base, we see a roach warren, and we come up here, we see an evolution chamber and a baneling nest going full on tech route. Going to get all the upgrades nice and early to really help fight back against the Stim Marines. PuMa also will be going for upgrades, I'm sure, sometime soon. Does like to get his upgrades in fairly early. As we see a starport going down now. Will probably just be used again, maybe slap a reactor on it. Couple of Vikings, but mostly medevacs. Going to allow him to go mostly bio with the support of the siege tanks for defence. And really going to allow him to harass and drop anywhere he feels like. Zerg melee attacks level 1 being upgraded straight off. As we see the 3rd hatchery going down here. Something interesting I learned yesterday while watching the GSL, as we see the lair now transforming here. Another small engagement, a few speedlings do go down. Going to try and run up here, but there is a siege tank popping out, so they're not going to get an awful lot done. With the bunker and 2 more Marines coming out, that's pretty much... They are going to take down that mule, that is frustrating. I really think PuMa maybe moved out just a couple of seconds too early there. Really didn't want that mule to go down. It's not going to kill him, but it's frustrating, it's annoying. But yes, something I learned yesterday. Lenok, FOU, now FXO Lenok, does not like going a 3rd base. He likes to get a macro hatchery up in his 2nd base or in his main before going to the 3rd base, which is something I find interesting. He feels that 3rd bases, especially against Terran, are not very defensible. As we see a few banelings popping out now. And that lair nearly finished. 20 more speedlings coming out. 2 more overlords for the supply. As we see again, this force just slowly moving out, taking down these scouting speedlings. And a drop is about to come. Where oh where will this drop land? Spine crawlers now being made in the base of KingKong. Up here, going to allow to defend against anything that comes along here. That drop is coming down, is going to take out this overlord, which is not going to do any kind of harm. Simpson Marines, they go down. So many speedlings coming in now. Does kill off 2 of those Marines, forces the drop to pick up. And if we come down here, we see the spire now going down. Finally, muters are going to come out as he drops again, this time on the mineral line of StarTale KingKong's natural. He's going to attack some more overlords. Combat shield is now a 3rd of the way done. Terran infantry weapons level 1 nearly finished now. Is still behind on the attacks. As we see this drop, still not having done that much damage, taking a lot of damage though, losing the Marines, forcing him to move out with this push to try and do something. This spine crawler will see it, does get a few attacks in, and finally that medevac goes down. The drop, not the most effective thing today. Can work really well. Is going to take out these creep teamers, going to stop the creep spread for a while. So we see combat shield nearly done. Terran infantry weapons level 1 about to drop down. 2 more barracks and another E-bay going up, along with an armory. really going full on, absolutely pushing as fast as he can. This third command centre now is going to come over here, but there are rocks here. I'm not sure if he's aware of that. No, he is, because he is moving his units back. He's going to take that down very, very quickly, as we see 9 Mutalisks now popping out for StarTale KingKong. The game moves into a slight lull at this point, as PuMa moves back to expand. Not many engagements going on, not a lot of drops going on, as we see the drop harass completely pointless now that Mutalisks are on the map, because those medevacs will just die. PuMa now lands that third command centre. Zerg melee attacks level 2 and Zerg flyer attacks level 1 going up. Infantry weapons level 2 and armour level 1 going up for PuMa as he builds a second factory, possibly for Thor production, possibly just wants the vehicle upgrades. Either or really work. With the siege tanks, I do like getting +1 weapons on the siege tanks. It lets you kill things so quickly with that splash damage. As we see, yes, vehicle weapons level 1 is going down. That is the plan. Of course, Thor's as an anti-Mutalisk force, very good. All these Speedlings and Banelings now out on the map. Attempts to move in here, but sees 2 missile turrets going down. That is going to be no use trying to get in here. 1 missile turret here, already finished. Those Mutas would just die so quick. Both gas going down for PuMa now, but as we come down here, we see a hatchery here. And there is another one somewhere. Where is it?